Superman lives nearby, helps me wash my car.
Welcome back. I got tired of just having the little garden beds on the flat space, and I wanted more gardening area behind our house where we can grow quick vegetables for salads and beans and bits and pieces like that. So the problem is the ground is just loaded with rocks and the drainage is poor. It gets swampy, and so I've got to make some kind of raised beds, but I have to do it without spending any money. So I came up with an interesting tropical solution. Let's go take a look. One thing we have plenty of in the tropics is bamboo. This bamboo here had been cut to fix our fence a few months ago, but these pieces were not needed. They've just been sitting around drying out, and I thought, hey, let's make a raised bed by cutting some canes of bamboo and hammering in some pieces along the sides to bolster them up. These stakes here are, some of them are bamboo and some of them are scraps of pressure treated wood, but I hammered them deep enough into the ground so they support the sides. So what we've done is we've just enclosed a patch of grass at this point, which is where the cardboard comes in. After my car accident, I got a settlement from the insurance company, and I went out and I bought another car. But I bought a car that was older than the car we had before, and consequently cheaper. With the remaining money, I got something for my wife that she's wanted for a long time. A large chest freezer. So when we have extra produce, we've got extra meat and the neighbors are doing a butchering day or whatever else, we can load up that big freezer for our big family and have all kinds of stuff aside for a rainy day, so long as the electricity doesn't go off for very long, you know. So we got the chest freezer, but the chest freezer came with a magnificent thing, a gigantic chest freezer box. So this we are going to use for a weed block right here, and we're going to use this to kill out the grass, and then we're just going to build soil up on top. And I'm going to show you kind of a cheater way. I'm going to do something similar to what I did in the refrigerator garden over there, and borrow what we have available to fill this in. And then we're going to plant it. This grass here was cut recently, so it's not very tall. If you have tall grass and you want to do this sort of thing, knock it down first. It makes the whole process a little easier. Just knock it down so the cardboard is going to lay flat on top of it and crush it well. To get things started off and to bring in the worms and the microorganisms and to get the beetles and everything else coming up through the ground and going, along with the microorganisms, I have got some cow manure that I got from a neighboring field, collected just a few minutes ago, and I'm going to just spread cow manure out across the ground here as a little nutrient layer, which we'll put down before we put down the cardboard. Because I'm crazy like that, I'm going to dump down some seaweed as well that I just got from the beach the other day and just spread it out. This is really salty, so I'm not going to spread it thick. I just want to get things fed in here. I think I'll probably water this in first and then put the cardboard over the top of it. There are a lot of minerals in seaweed. And it's starting to rain. So, I guess God is going to help me rinse the salt out of this seaweed. got some kitchen scraps, some rough material, and this here is some sifted chicken coop dirt. Real nice rich stuff. And I'm gonna throw some rough compost on here next and fill it out. Now the bed is ready for planting, and I have some transplants I'm gonna put in. I've got one tomato left over from the flats that we had before that I already planted, and then I've got multiple wild bird peppers that I started from seeds from a tiny little pepper plant with tiny little peppers growing in the woods. So I liked the taste of these really hot peppers, and I think it's cool, it's a native species, so I'm gonna plant them in here as well and see how they like perfect compost conditions compared to living in the jungle. I think they'll do pretty good. I'd say it's not too bad for a couple hours work, if that. I mean, just grabbing the bamboo and cutting the bamboo with a skill saw only took a little bit. Making some quick stakes out of scrap wood only took a little bit. Cutting up the cardboard only took a little bit. Throwing down some rough material and some bits and pieces of compostables only took a little bit. The worst part was really carrying compost all the way across the yard, which kind of took a little longer than I thought it would. Normally I would build a compost pile right in place or right near here and then dump it in, but all the compost is at the exact opposite end of the yard, so it's just a matter of hauling it over. Still better than paying. I didn't pay a thing for this bed. So, I mean, I didn't even use nails. This is just a real quick, you know, lasagna style gardening bed or whatever you want to call it. Just put down a mulch barrier and then you stack up some compostable stuff, throw some layers of whatever you have, and then go ahead and fill up the top of it with some material you can plant in. And then to finish this, once those peppers get a little bigger, I should really turn around and mulch it. And then we just have a continuous source of humus coming down from the top, and everything ought to be very happy in there. And of course, I'll post updates. Thanks for watching. Until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
I went to see David the Good. We listened to Portishead and drank spiced rum. He threw me off the ramp broke my foot and broke my wheelchair, all in good fun.
Be nice to your mother and always say please. Be loyal to friends and compost your enemies. Be nice to your mother and always say please. Be loyal to friends and compost your enemies.